my own view of the outcome of the race is really two factors. One was a pretty strong political/ideological divide between left and right on what they saw as the vision for the future of the country. And the second, and maybe three factors. The second factor was a demographic factor, in which various demographic groups really lined up either for President Obama or for Governor Romney. The third factor that would explain the outcome, and I think actually in many ways more than many are estimating, is that the Democratic Party really did a masterful job in mobilizing the vote. Their get out the vote effort across the country, particularly in the swing states, was truly impressive. If we're looking at the role of the media in the most recent presidential election in the United States, this is the first time in my memory where I've seen the media really jump in a full-throated sort of way in favor of a party or an ideology or a candidate. I've never seen that before. We all discuss and worry about media bias, but to the extent it existed as has existed, I've never seen it on a scale like this. It raises a question that political theorist at Harvard raised about 30 or 40 years ago, Carl Deutsch. And he said, what's the nature of political freedom if you control the means of communication? And I worry, frankly, about the state of American democracy when we have a media which should be an arbiter. It should within limits, be somewhat fair in its presentation of facts and arguments. And when I see them lining up with a party, an ideology, or a candidate, I deeply worry about the future of democracy, because democracy depends upon a free exchange of ideas. And if you have the fourth estate jumping on a bandwagon, I think it's dangerous for the country, and frankly, I think it worries me as to how we build a less polarized, more unified political system. I think it did. The reports are that have been coming out the last 2 weeks is that the Democratic Party really did a superb job of moving into social media and other forms of communication, basically to micro-target voters. And so I think social media, we don't know the scale of it yet. My gut tells me that it'll be significant and dramatic, particularly among the young. We did see pretty significant turnout for President Obama in 2012. Not as great as 2008, but still pretty significant. And that says to me that social media are an important part of that